going in. And there is the Blood Ultimate hitting all of them. Shushe falls very, very quickly, but Warwick is down as well. Aurelia is almost dead. A very good Janna ulti resets the whole fight, and there comes the Carter's ulti. This could be painful, but Lamia survives, and it's going bad for SK once again. This is a team fight that Fnatic have clearly decided for themselves. Is Sleazy gonna get away here? Yeah, he's probably gonna get away, but that was, what was that? That was 4 for 1?
Yeah, that didn't work well. And actually, Lamia survived by getting obviously the lifesteal on. I forget who he was killing. He was killing someone, getting the lifesteal off them, which survived the ulti. So getting a bonus survivability and a kill in the process. So it really working very well. We did mention it's going to be down to the bottom AD lane. You mentioned that, and well, you can see 5-1-4 for Lamia, 0-2-1 for Ashe. So that is how it's working out so far. So Lamia really having a good way of it. And I'll tell you what, this is scary stuff for SK now. They are staring at not going to Dreamhack. This is a potential loss on their hands. 10 for the kills, and they've lost all the outer turrets. They've not got anywhere near touching SK's Fnatic's turrets. Sorry, they are all, other than that top one's the only one that's been touched. They are very strong at the moment. Fnatic. Sushi has that cow. He's got up to 143 AP. He's got that brilliant spot on. He's doing a lot of damage. You see him pulverize that wave out. Dragon is due, I believe, 22:44. Yeah, that's due in a minute's time. So that's why they're coming. And that all just came about from the fact that they thought, oh, maybe we could just steal the blue. Really, was a blue worth dying, losing 4 deaths? I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they did kill Shusha immediately there, but that didn't matter. That was the only one from Team Fnatic who died in that fight. And let's not forget, SK are seeded 1. This is the #1 seed we're watching here right now. And they're not really showing it. There is no there's no dragon timing in their team chat at the moment either. So that is, I think, the #1 problem that people are always talking about when we're talking about SK. They have the potential to be by far the strongest and most dominating team in the whole of EU, but they are also the most variable team, where from one day to the next their form can be so different, and they can just have bad days where, you know, this is not exactly a bad day, but SK are just known for not exactly being consistent in their performance.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it's always a classic case, and it doesn't have to be lol any esports game in a big team-based game. If the communication shuts down, then there's a problem, and you're not going to come back from it. You know, it was famed in the Call of Duty days that teams used to just rage at each other, and it happens in Fnatic.
Yeah, of course.
Even anyone that's played solo games or even team games on comms, and there's just rage going off when things don't go wrong, that doesn't help anyone. I mean, yeah, you're getting your frustrations out, but it's no good when you're in you need calm communications, and I don't think we're going to be getting that from Fnatic from SK right now. So Fnatic are going to take it as Dragon. I don't think SK are really going to contest it. No, they won't. So they're not even going to happen with it. They had the ward there, but that's just get taken down by Melisande. So SK once again back in defensive mode. They're having to force their way back, and Limelight still continuing to try to farm, trying to get that Infinity Edge, desperate to get it at the moment. You can see he must be close to it because he's got the main parts of it. It's just needs to be wary he doesn't get caught out by Cyanide there. So at the moment it is working very well for Fnatic, like the fact that SK didn't have a recognisable tank outside of Aurelia, who hasn't really been able to build enough. He's got that Phage up now, has obviously going to be a lot more health, but it's going to dash in. There's no crowd control really in there for SK outside of, you know, the Tornado, Whirlwind, whatever you want to call it, from Sleazy, and the Ash Arrow as well. I mean, there's not a lot, and obviously Warwick's ulti, but Warwick ulti doesn't, when you're using Warwick's ulti as a crowd control mechanism, you're doing something wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Jarvan, the Cow, and Taric are just basically making it easy for PK and Lamia on Misfortune and Vlad. It's just giving them all the farm, all the feed, they're getting all the kills. It is going Fnatic's way in a big way.
Absolutely. What I wouldn't give Demon right now to hear the team chat on SK, not just to hear exactly if they're raging at each other. I mean, that would be interesting as well, but I would really like to hear who's making the calls at the moment. SK had a player named Arane in their team for the longest time.
But against all authorities now, isn't he? I believe.
No, he switched back to Wizards. Yes, exactly. Who unfortunately crashed and burned in this tournament, but that's a different topic. Arane was the captain. He was probably not on the same level as a player as the other players in SK, but he definitely had a very positive effect on them as a team captain, making the calls. And after Arane, from what I understand, there hasn't been a very clear captain on Team SK. And if I was SK, I would probably be looking out at the player pool right now and be asking myself, who could we get on the team that's a good captain? Who could we get to make the calls in the future? Because clearly we saw that they are very, very good players, and if everything goes right, they can totally dominate any other team out there. But when something like this happens, where there's no coordination, nobody's making calls, well, the best players in the world are not going to win against a well-coordinated team.
Yeah,
and
sorry, Cyanide getting caught out there. It is Melisande that's going to go down, I think. SK catching him out there as the slow bar. They actually went for Cyanide, just about gets out of it, though. That's going to be put him down to a 4v5. Vlad just coming around the side. Needs to be wary because there is a ward in there. He's just going to come around. Catches a goodness and out. So Sushi goes flashing in, manages to catch on Wicked. Wicked is the target. Oh, this might go badly wrong for Fnatic here. Oh, no, it won't, because that's a beautiful ulti from Lamia, catching all of the SK team in their peak. Actually, flashed and pulled in straight in there. Farfane very low on health, and wow, turning the tide very well. Just a perfectly placed ulti from Lamia there, though.
I was going to say, why was Melisande in that situation where he could get caught like that and his team wasn't around? But, you know, it didn't matter. A 390 AP cow flashed in and pretty much decided that right there. Wow. 420 now, actually. We popped this blue pot.
Yeah.
This is just going to be so painful. And remember that the AP for him, as we just saw, is not just offensive, it's defensive as well. Those heals, they're going to be so, so powerful in those team fights. And once again, Lamia gets to channel his ultimate completely through. That's what I said in the beginning of the game. If they let Lamia channel his ultis again, it's just gonna be game.
Yeah, and he caught it in a perfect position. He's got himself a Phantom Dance, that Quicksilver Sash as well. So he's pretty much got his primary build going on there. Cyanide, as I mentioned at the start, he's going to go Wriggle's Lantern, got himself a double half gold, that extra hit points, Bloodthirst, Needlessly Large Rod, Will of the Ancients as well on Vlad, and that Spirit Visage. We haven't really covered the builds, so apologies for that. Sushi has, like we mentioned, you've got that 422 AP. You've got the Rabadon's Death Cap, Ironing Boots of Lucidity, trying to get the cooldowns down with the Sheen that he had quite early on, and a blasting one now, so he's just got an AP machine, which is crazy really for the cow. Farfane has got that Spirit Visage, trying to build up. He hasn't even managed to complete his second grade boots yet, so he's he hasn't really needed to. He's been defensive mode. Trinity Force has been completed on Aurelia. Ocelot is up to 297 AP, got himself a Rabadon's Death Cap and Catalyst of the Protector. Janna has got Philosopher's Stone and Heart of Gold in there. Hasn't gone for the second boots because he has that bonus. And finally, we do have the Infinity Edge on Limelight. Limelight's really the one that's going to have to try and drag them out of this. He has got an agility pot on him as well, so he's farmed quite well. He's finally caught up. Let's have a quick look at the CS. You can see Creep score, Lamia obviously miles ahead. 238, 188 for Vlad, 167 for Alistair. So Alistair out farming Carthus still. 168 for Aurelia, which kind of expected. I mean, they've had control of the lanes now. And Ash on 158. So yeah, it's working out well, but it started off. And going back to your point about SK, obviously Irani's changed to Wizards, but Fnatic are obviously also in the same situation with Wet Dream as well. So you know, a lot of people were saying, you know, Wet Dream's really the man that carries them through in a lot of fights, but Fnatic are proving that they've pulled together quite nicely here.
Well, maybe he was the man that forged the team, and I don't believe that anything official has been said around Fnatic and Wet Dream yet. But yeah, he's been conspicuously absent from this tournament so far. And I don't know who's making the calls in Fnatic, actually. That's going to be a very good question to ask them. But I think what they have going for them is that Fnatic are a team of almost no egos. I spoke to them after IEM and I spent some time with them. They're all extremely modest about what they're doing, and I mean, Xpeak is he's basically a rock star among AP players, right? If you're an AP player on EU, you want to be Xpeak, and he's still like, oh no, Shushay is a better AP player. They are very, very modest about what they're doing, and they have, I think, the right mentality for a team game. Like you said, yeah. Team games are just really decided by how well the team works together, and currently what we're seeing from Fnatic here is just beautiful, beautiful teamwork, and I'm really, really glad to be seeing this.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having a team of 5 players, you know, in a team game where everything evolves. You can't have one person carry anyone through in this game, unlike some of the other MOBA games out there. You know, it's so important that there is no big ego that thinking, I am better than you, because that will just cause problems. There's no doubt about it, and obviously that's like you say, if that's how they are. Obviously they won IEM, didn't they? Fnatic did. I believe they weren't as Fnatic then when they won.
My Revenge. They were still called My Revenge. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's before they joined Fnatic. Obviously Fnatic picked them up afterwards and are looking like they may be going to DreamHack. But let's not shoot our load too early, because there is a certain Baron fight that is fast approaching. We're at 30 minutes, and that is what I mean. We were in this position. I guess Fnatic are a little bit stronger in this position this time, but yeah, I mean they were so strong and dominant in the very first game, and that one single bar from Malzahar, that silence bar that stole the Baron, turned the tide. They had that horrible fight in the mid, and it all went wrong from then on. So let's not rule SK out just yet. However, Sushi's going to hope to try and catch out Farfine. He's surely going for Farfine. He's just going to tank through. He needs to be a little bit wary. He's going to get surely caught out by Wicked. That's a little bit too aggressive. He's had to pop his ulti. The arrow is going to catch him. He's going to get Sushi down. The rest of the team are going to come around. No, that's Farfine going to go around. Lamia popping the ulti again straight across the rest of them. The Vlad ulti did manage to catch on quite a few, but it didn't go at the full method. Cyanide's not going to be able to catch him. That didn't quite work out so well. They are going to get that top turret down, though, but that could definitely have gone better for Fnatic there.
Oopsie, that was Shushe again with his love for turrets. We saw that yesterday in the game against AAA, where he just decided to tank a turret as AP. What was the AP Alistair? Yes, as well.
Yeah, so that they have a lot of attack damage, and that turret does go down. That's a base turret down. That's an important turret. So SK had backed away to try and heal up. I think they underestimated Fnatic's aggressiveness there. They should have possibly stayed around a little lot longer, more to just keep, just to be a deterrent to stop them going towards that turret. Instead, all three of them went back towards to heal, whereas they should have just stayed around. But then again, Fnatic may have took the turret and wiped them out, and that would have been GG right there, so who knows. So Vlad has ported back. Let's have a look at what he's bought. He got his ulti on quite a few of them, didn't really do as much as I thought he would, though. He's going to sell 361 AP. He's got that Rabadon's death cap. I think he just completed that. Is that what he's just finished? Sushi, in the meantime, has completed the Lich Bane now. 357 AP on him. He's got a Brilliance Potion. Looking like a possible Baron here from Fnatic. They know that SK are far away because they have that ward on the back of blue. They also have one in River, so they know exactly where SK are. They are going to go straight for it. I think they're going to complete it before SK even get anywhere near this one.
SK has no vision at all. I'm looking at their view right now. They have no idea this is going on. They're all storming in, though, and they are too late.
Yeah, they didn't quite catch it. Remember, obviously, Sushi just used that flash, so he couldn't flash pulverize, which is what he really could have done with doing there. But SK are going to back out of it. But nicely done by Fnatic, not having any problems like they did in the first game. They completed that Baron kill. Going to go and purchase. You can see Cyanide go back, Melisande going back, and now they're going to steal the blue as well. Sushi coming through, headbutting through the bush there, and 449 AP on him now, so you got that Baron buff on. We've just seen Banshee's Veil now completed on Jarvan. Let's have a look at Lamia. What's he completed? He's just got another BF sword. Of course he has. Let's point out, get a little bit more damage. Clairvoyance goes down. Just have a quick look at where that went onto. So that went on towards the base of SK, just to catch a glimpse, and he actually did catch a glimpse of all of them, so Melisande using that. Completed the Aegis as well, the Aegis of the Legion on Taric, so Taric really being the true support hero. And really Fnatic now in a much stronger position. They're going to take this bottom inner turret at 657 health. That's going to go down without any issues. It's really a case of whether they'll go for the base one as well, or whether they'll move up towards that stack they can see building on the top.
They won't even have to move there. I mean, as long as they stay there and push the bot turret, the top lane is going to push by itself at some point. I mean, the turrets are down, it's just the inhib top, and with that big stack coming in, the inhib is going to fall by itself. Actually, the one thing we missed a moment ago, Vlad stole blue from Alistair, unfortunately there. Not as good on Vlad, obviously, who doesn't have any mana, but I think they should be fine anyway, and they are indeed rotating top now.
Oh, Wicked. Oh, the arrow going in. That's not the kind of initiation they wanted there. Lamia puts the ulti, didn't quite catch everyone. So a lot of ultis used there and nobody really going down. Limelight has been taken very low. Needs to be careful nobody flashes through and finishes him off there. He's, look, the wards are going down and Farfane's going to try and take that down. They need to more worry about the fact that there is no tower. They're going to come straight around the side. Carter's putting the slow bar down, catching the layways down, but I don't think it's going to stop the inhibitor going down. Oh, Sushi coming through, trying to take down Ocelot there. One headbutt took him straight down to 7 775 hit points. So the first inhibitor does go down. Fnatic are in the driving seat as I get another load of gold at the moment. 1,730 gold is the base gold I've got from taking towers and dragons and barons alone. So that's the advantage. That's not even the basic creep score that they would have got. So massive gold advantage for Fnatic, and Farfane coming around the side there. Ocelot does get taken down. So the Karthus ulti going to come around. Farfane's going to get taken down as well. Ulti is not going to take anyone down because they're all in a lot of high health. Ulti used onto Wicked there. Wicked's going to get out of it. Limelight just gets sliced through by Cyanide and using the Dragon Strike. And that is going to be GG. Congratulations from SK. So well done.
Wow.
You know, nice gamesmanship there from the rest of them. They know they just lost their Dreamhack trip, and fair play to Fnatic. They came back from a disastrous first game. It just didn't go right for them as soon as that buff went down, and there goes the Nexus. So Fnatic will be the final placement to join against All Authorities, who are in the grand final right now, waiting to see, because they beat game 2-0 earlier on. I believe that was this morning. So Fnatic go through to play game, Daniel, and wow, what a performance.